Jared, you want to, Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 24 CCCR 1702. Case to style the state of Texas versus Terrence O'Neill. Let the record reflect that Mr. O'Neill is present in court with an attorney Laura Carrazzo. The state is present with assistant criminal district attorneys, attorney Fred Vernon and attorney Farrah Nixon. State, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, state is ready.
Defense, are you ready?
Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Phillips, you may bring the jury in. Everyone, please stand as the jury comes into form. Ready, see it. Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session, calls number 24 CCCR 1702. Case to style the state of Texas versus Terrence O'Neill. Let the record reflect that Mr. O'Neill is present with counsel, state is present with counsel. Let the record also reflect that the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. At this time, which one is present? Okay. Attorney Nixon is going to present the information. Ms. Carrazzo, would you please stand with your line? You may go forward.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas comes now the undersigned assistant criminal district attorneys of Jefferson County, Texas, on behalf of the state of Texas, and presents in and to the county court of law of Jefferson County, Texas, that in Jefferson County, Texas, Terrence O'Neill, hereafter styled the defendant, heretofore on or about June 10th, 2024, then and there, with the intent to hinder the arrest, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of Lester Lewis for the offense of violation of a protective order and criminal mischief, did intentionally and knowingly harbor and conceal Lester Lewis against the peace and dignity of the state.
And Ms. Lewis, how do you plead? Not guilty? Okay, you may be seated. State, would you like to have an opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you may go forward.
I'm sure we've all done something for someone we cared about. We've done many things for them. But good or bad, we all have to take responsibility for the things that we do. We can do that for. The defendant, Terrence O'Neill, had a relationship with a man named Lester Lewis. And the police had a arrest warrant for Lester Lewis for the offenses of violating a protective order and criminal mischief. They went to her apartment because they found indications they could stay with her. They went to serve the warrant at 6550 Phelan in Beaumont, apartment 241C, which is leased to the defendant. And one of the reasons they chose to do it that day was that his car was parked in the parking lot. They went to serve the warrant on Lester, and deputies Green, Ariola, and Sergeant Burdang, who is now lieutenant, approached the apartment with the warrant. They knocked on the door. They said she answered, and they asked, "Is Lester Lewis here?" And she denied it 3 times. And she said, "Do they have a warrant?" And they said, "Yes, we have a warrant." And they showed her the warrant. And then they asked if he was there again. And she said no. And then she tried to shut the door. And they're like, "Well, we need to come in." And I go, "There's a dog up in here. She needs to put the dog away." But she tried to shut the door, and we're also trying to stick his foot in the door so she couldn't shut it all the way. They said we just needed to open the crack. And she's like, she was scared the dog was gonna run out. But they left over the crack. She went to the dog up. She came back, and she let the officers in. When the officers came in, they searched for Lester Lewis, and although they found indications that another person was there, they did not see Lester Lewis at the time. They then asked her if Lester Lewis was staying at her apartment, and she asked why did it matter. And this is after she did show him the warrant for his arrest. And they asked if she knew where he was staying, and she said she didn't know. And then the officers went outside to search the complex grounds. They received information from the maintenance man that someone had seen someone jump out the window and run away from the apartment complex behind her building. He ran down along Potsdam Road towards Dallin and Phelan. Sorry, I'm not from around here, so I might get their names wrong. But the deputy and the sergeant then put up a perimeter to see if anyone would come back or if they see anything else that day. And one of them saw the defendant walk to the store. She bought something, she came back, and then she was seen meeting in the parking lot with Lester Lewis. Lester Lewis was arrested for his warrants, and Miss O'Neill was arrested for hindering apprehension and prosecution of Mr. Lewis. Okay. Sorry. So the elements of we spoke of elements during my dire, the elements that we need to prove for this is section 10 code. That for the hindering apprehension prosecution, a person commits offense if they, with the intent to hinder the arrest, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of another for an offense, she harbors or conceals the other. So the elements that we have to prove is in Jefferson County, Texas, which was taken with her address is 655 Phelan, which is in Beaumont. The defendant would prove that it was a Miss Tanisha O'Neill on or about certain date, June 10th, 2024, intentionally, knowingly hinders the arrest, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of another person for an offense. The other person by harboring and concealing the other person. The person here is going to be Lester Lewis, and he was for the warrant of violating a protective order and for criminal mischief. And her actions will show, and her comments will show that she intentionally and knowingly hindered the arrest for the warrant of Lester Lewis, and that by harboring and concealing, by enough time for him to leave the apartment before he was caught. The state has to prove these elements beyond a reasonable doubt. And beyond a reasonable doubt is going to be it's going to be decided by each individual person here. You're going to use your life experiences, you're going to use common sense, common knowledge, and you're going to determine what the facts in the case are and what's presented to you. So during court hour, Mr. Burden, counsel, spoke on the Constitution, and he says that justice can only, it says that justice can only be found in a trial by unanimous verdict of a jury, which he analogized as a team. And when the defense attorney spoke, she tried to divide that team in the napkin. But what I'm saying is, the state meets its burden and we prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt that this team of yours must find the defendant, attorney O'Neill guilty. Thank you.
The defense will waive its opening statement.
Okay. State, would you like to call your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor, the state calls Officer Ariola.
Ariola,
Yes, sir.
Officer Ariola.
No.
Officer Ariola, would you please come forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Officer Ariola, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Please, you may put your hand down to take the witness stand and adjust the microphone after the phone.
Like your Honor, I would also like to invoke the rule. That was, we didn't get out of the way.
Okay, rules have been invoked. The next thing you may proceed.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Good evening, Deputy. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Marcus Reyes Ariola.
Okay, and are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, sir.
Where are you presently employed?
Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed at Jefferson County?
Going on, about 1.5 years.
Okay, so what are your duties at your present position?
I'm in the fugitive task force, warrant division for sure.
Can you describe your educational background for us?
Just high school education and police academy.
Have you had any special training pertaining to your duties as a deputy?
Yes, ma'am. I've been to multiple high-risk warrant classes. I'm SWAT certified, so several schools with tactics and room clearing. A lot that has to do with my daily duties as warrants.
Okay, thank you. Were you a deputy of the sheriff's office on June 10th, 2024?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and were your position and duties the same now as they were then?
Yes, sir.
So how long does your shift usually run?
It's 8 hours. It's gonna be 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, do you have any duties outside of that time frame for this job?
After sometimes do extra jobs like after work, but just beyond that, no.
So what were your duties on that shift for that day?
Just our daily duties. We're going to serve a warrant. I believe it was at 6550 Phelan, gonna be apartment, if I'm not mistaken, 241 C.
Okay, and what was that warrant for?
I believe it was a violation of protective order, and he also had 2 criminal mischief ones.
Okay, and who was the, Person you're-
Lester Lewis.
okay, were you in uniform?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you in a marked patrol vehicle?
No, ma'am.
No.
With that specialized divisions, we're usually in unmarked.
And that's so that you don't chase away.
Yes, because usually we like to try to be undetected as best as possible whenever we're serving warrants. You know, of course, it's high risk and people are usually more apt to do elude. So it goes to our packages.
So were you working alone that day or did you have partners or?
I was with Sergeant at that time, Sergeant Burdine, and then Deputy Green.
So whenever you're serving this warrant, who was on the lease that lived at apartment 241C?
Hey, Denisha O'Neill.
Okay. Do you see the resident that lived in apartment 241C that day in the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay. Would you point to where the resident is sitting and identify article of clothing she was wearing for the record?
Ranger.
Your Honor, would the record reflect that Deputy Ariola identified the defendant, Terrence O'Neill?
The record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant.
And this apartment was in the West End Crossing Apartments you visited that day, correct?
Yes, sir.
Are those apartments located in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes.
So how did y'all approach the residents whenever you went to serve the warrant?
We approached it, it's on the second floor, did a front door approach, walked up the stairs and, knocked and announced our presence.
Okay, did you, when asked if Les Lewis was there, what did Miss O'Neill say?
She said he was not.
Okay. When she went to put her dog up, what did she do?
She, closed the door.
Okay. What happened in response to her trying to shut the door?
We advised her to not shut the door, like she can go put the dog up, but she needs to leave a crack. Usually that's for officer safety, because we don't know what's behind the door. If somebody behind the door with a weapon, once they close it, then we decide what's inside.
Oh, can I approach your Honor?
Yes, you may.
Okay. You know what this is?
Yes.
Okay, how do you watch this?
Yes.
Right, was this prepared on a device taken making a fair and accurate copy of the events?
Yeah.
Were you a competent user of the device used to make this recording?
Yes.
Okay, and was this a fair and accurate copy of the events that happened that day?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, sorry, when you identified this, what was it? What is this?
Body cam number one.
Yeah, this is body camera. And your body camera was on operational that day?
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
State offers space exhibit 1.
Your Honor, as long as it does not contain hearsay statements of any other individuals besides Officer Ariola that's testifying. And I have had a chance to review this video, and it does contain statements of other individuals that are not presently here in open court,
Okay,
other than the defendant.
okay. Let's do this here. At this time, we're gonna take a recess. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please, stand and follow the bailiff into the hall. So. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be serious. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And I have the timestamp when it
Okay.
states or when.
Okay.
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 Yeah, we'll have to like I said, Judge,
Miss,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, can she use those?
Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry. Before we got started on a. And she isn't. After worse things have been said.
Terrence.
Sorry, Judge.
Everybody please stand as the jury, huh? As the jury comes into the courtroom. You may be seated. Jefferson County Court Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in the case of State of Texas versus Terrence O'Neill. Cause number 24 CCR 1702. Let the record reflect that Ms. O'Neill is present in court with Attorney Lauren Plazo. State is present with Assistant Criminal District Attorneys, Attorney Farrah Nixon, and Attorney Fred Vernon. Let the record reflect that the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. Ms. Nixon, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. State Officer State's Exhibit 1.
No objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted.
Your Honor, may I publish to the jury?
Yes, you may.
That's fine. I thought I'd seen you. So, yeah.
Y'all all see this?
Sheriff's Office. I don't
This, you can punch up to that. It's a dog, I mean, I understand, but I know he's sick. If he not, okay, why did you sick? Why? Because. He never won? Yes, I did. Where is it at? That's my soldier right there. Okay. My supervisor's right there. I think he won. That's the one you see. Okay. I didn't know. Is that my name on? I didn't see that. Is that my name on? What I'm looking for you, what was your name? Well, it looks like it's a T on him. Okay, well, I need to list it. What's it? I know they did. They go, put your dog up. That'd be even bigger problem. Leave that door open so we can see in there. I can close my door. I'm not gonna let my dog run outside. So I can close the door. I'm not locking it. I'm just closing it. He's going to run out. He's not gonna get up that quick up there. Playing around with bull crap.
What are you doing right now? See when you go back there.
Did I see or was I?
What did you see? Or what did you see now? And what did you see then?
Trees, saw on one of the back windows up top, the screen looked like it had been tampered with. I don't know, a lot of times people pry them open because there's not any easy to get open, so it looked like it was tampered with.
Okay, did you see anyone behind the apartment buildings?
I will hear eventually that there's a guy, I believe, I think he's already over there, walking his dog.
Okay. Um. So what happened next after the point of you coming back here? Did you see anyone else back here? Okay.
I saw a guy over here walking the dog.
Is that
One shirt and do rag over. Oh, yeah, him? Not good. Well, the picture you showed us, but. Why is he saying he was here, was still? This is cool. He went in the apartment, no? You can see one window on top of the screen is pushed out, but. No.
Shit, they got three in the apartment though. That's the window right there. Whenever I came around, there was just a guy walking a dog. Hey, there's no attic entrances in the apartments, is there? Oh, okay, just in the hallways. Okay. What's their name? Show you a roll. Where is that? It's that one right there. They couldn't leave that tree, there's no way. I looked in the tree. Walk their apartment, you know, the apartment. Take them off there. Maybe here. I don't know. Figured if you jumped out of there, there'd be some kind of indentation. Maybe here. People get that true, they don't want.
So is this the window, the apartment that you're talking about?
That's the one that Deputy Green was pointing to. I don't remember for sure, but I remember him pointing to the window.
Okay. And what's different between that window and all the other windows?
Does it have screen?
Yeah.
I looked at the tree. Walk your apartment, you know, the apartment. Take them off there. Maybe here. I don't know. Figured if you jumped out of there, there'd be some kind of indentation. How old is this guy? 40. Tree.
Why is this so?
You had some question on speak up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And they can hear you.
So, why are you looking at this car?
What was he wearing?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So after this video, what did y'all do when you didn't find Lester at this point?
We set up a perimeter around the surrounding area and just conducted surveillance, 'cause a lot of times whenever they run, a little while later, they'll come walking back.
Okay. And what did you see while you were watching the complex?
While I was watching the complex, I saw Miss O'Neill. She left the complex on foot, crossed over Phelan, and I believe she went to the corner, Shell gas station there for a few minutes, came back with some groceries in her hand and walked back into the complex parking lot.
Okay. When was the next time you saw her?
The next time I saw her, when I was notified by, Sergeant Burdine, that he had,
That's hearsay, calls for a hearsay statement.
Yeah, it's just a stay.
Um. When did you, may I approach,
Yes, you may.
you know what this is?
yes, ma'am, that's the second time, when I cut on my body camera, so that'll be footage number 2.
Okay. Have you watched this video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is this video made on a device capable of making a fair and accurate copy of events?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this copy? Are you a competent user of the device used to make this copy?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And is this a fair and accurate copy of events that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And has this been altered in the way you know?
No, ma'am.
State offers state's exhibit 2.
Your Honor, I really don't have an objection other than, I'm not really sure she's laid enough predicate to determine what it's purporting to show, because it's my understanding that the evidence has already been presented, that he was on the scene, he's already testified, to what was actually shown and backed up on the video. So if she could just lay some more predicate about what this video is supposed to show, because I'm not familiar with any additional information other than this video that was produced in discovery.
I'm all rule the objection. I think she laid the prop, right? You may,
Has it been?
yes, it's that made,
Okay, thank you. May I publish to the jury?
yes.
Deputy Ariola, what caused you to leave where you were observing the complex?
I was notified by Sergeant Burdine over the radio.
Objection, Your Honor, that calls for hearsay.
Your Honor, this is a,
Objection sustained.
okay. So you're at the apartment complex, can you describe me what's happening at this point?
Right. Came around the corner, I witnessed Sergeant Burdine looked like he was attempting to take Miss O'Neill into custody at the time. Looked like he was having a difficult time controlling her. And then also witnessed Deputy Green, looks like he already has, Lester Lewis in custody. Looks like they appear to be together.
Okay.
I'm playing games. Stop it. Let it go now. Put it in my bag. I'll put it in that. I'm saying.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, dollar. Hit for. Wow. Oh, wait, that not it. Everything this person down here? No. Everything I'm still trying to do. Oh. Dollar. Yes. Before you go to text 27. Last name's gonna be O'Neill, first name Terrence. Gonna be 122896. DL number is gonna be 38887220. I was gonna help you. I'm not looking at some. Time. Really, this had the day spot. Stop doing all the.
What was, so Miss O'Neill was placed under arrest, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what was the charge?
I believe it was, injury apprehension.
Okay. So she would, who transferred her?
Sergeant Bernard.
Okay, was there any issues, transporting her?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I pass the witness. Thank you. Deputy.
Mr. Lazo?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Officer Ariola,
You recall making a report about this incident?
Yes, sir.
And just for refresh and recollection, I'm going to tender your report without reading it. Just take a look at it. Okay. Did you put anywhere in the report that you saw a window that had been tampered with?
No.
The report I just showed you that you wrote?
No.
Okay. I'm going to show you again a portion of State's Exhibit 1.
You'll need to close out the window first.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Got to do that.
And then close that file window.
There we go. Thank you. Did you say it was safe to remove? Let the record reflect. Okay. So I'm gonna try to speed it up to where you went to the back of the apartment complex, okay?
Is that my name on there? What I look at, you all everything around, oh, crap, man.
There. All right. Got another window with the screen missing?
Yes, sir.
So when you said that it was tampered with, the other one that Lester allegedly jumped out of, how could you tell it was tampered with compared to that window?
The one that's missing.
Yes, because that's another apartment, right?
I'm guessing so, I'm not 100% sure. So
Well,
are
you see,
asking-
there's a screen missing there, right?
Are you asking me how I know that a window was tampered with?
Yes.
Because I don't know if you can see it quite as well through the camera, but whenever I looked at it, you can see it, the screen was bent. I didn't say that was on the exact apartment that, but it, because I'm on the backside, I'm not 100% sure of which window was what. That's why the video, whenever they came back around, I was getting Deputy Green to verify which window it was.
But both screens are missing from different apartments,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And you didn't put in your report that something was bent where the screen was, right?
No,
Okay. Did you ever go inside Miss O'Neill's apartment?
no,
So you don't know what happened when the officers went inside?
no idea.
Okay. Did you ever ask to look at Miss O'Neill's cell phone?
No, ma'am.
You didn't want to ascertain if she had contacted Lester before she was seen with him after she got back from the store?
No, ma'am, I'm just, well, for my role, I'm just assisting secondary unit. The priority would have been Deputy Green, is one who holds the warrant. So he's actually the case holder.
So it would have been his duty, his obligation to investigate.
If he chooses to, yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you're listed as an investigator on your report.
Yes, ma'am.
So wouldn't it be your duty to investigate as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions.
Ms. Nixon,
Oh, I mean. Unless you want me to leave it up.
Deputy Ariola, did you inspect every window on the apartment complex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And do you put every detail of the experience in your report?
Best of my knowledge, a lot of times, the body camera pretty much shows everything, because sometimes things do, my memory does slip or whatnot, that I didn't add it in there. But a lot of times we'll go back and, review the body cam just to be sure on what I may or may not have missed.
Because this has been a while, hasn't it?
It's been on 2 years almost. Three.
I don't see what, I don't have on this and brown.
Yeah, 44-year-old.
What was he wearing? Maybe here. I don't know. I saw a guy over here walking the dog. White shirt and do-rag on. Oh, there you go. Not good. Little picture of your shoulders. Why is he saying he was still? He went in the apartment? No. You can see one window on top of the screen is pushed out, but. No. See, I got a screen there, the apartment open.
So that was your voice just now? Was that your voice just now that said that there was one up top of the screen was pushed out?
Yes.
Okay. And it's been 2 years since you went on this case, correct?
Yes.
So knowing exactly which apartment is 2 years past is a little difficult, isn't it?
Yes, sir. The Houston apartment complex.
Past ones.
I have no questions.
Okay, Ms. Willis, excuse.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Officer Ariola, you may be excused. I must inform you that the rule has been invoked. And you are, when you leave this courtroom, you should not talk or discuss with anyone, anything about this case unless you talk to the attorneys.
Yes.
You cannot read any reports. If you violate this order, you're subject to being held in contempt of court.
Yes.
Okay, so you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Mr. Anthony Wilson at this time.
Anthony Wilson. Mr. Wilson, would you please come forward? Mr. Wilson, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear firm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, you may put your hand down. You can take a seat in the witness stand. You can adjust the chair and the microphone. Ms. Bernie, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson, how are you today? Would you please state your name for the record?
Anthony Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, could you please speak into the microphone? All right.
Mr. Wilson, we talked a little earlier today. Do you want to testify today?
No, really didn't, well, yeah,
Why didn't you want to testify today?
I didn't see a reason to.
Is it fair to say you came because you were under subpoena?
I came because I was being good, like I had no choice at that moment.
Well, I'm gonna get you off the stand. We just need the truth from you. Is that okay with you?
So
Mr. Wilson, where are you currently employed?
at West End Crossing,
And what do you do for West End Cross?
I'm relief maintenance,
And what is West End Cross?
that's a form of complex,
And about how long did you say you worked there?
5 years.
5 years. Now, were you employed at the apartment at West End Cross on 6/10/24,
Yes.
around 3:15 p.m. or so?
Mhm.
Is that the apartment where Miss O'Neill lives?
Yeah,
Now, on that date, 6/10/2024, did you learn of a situation had occurred involving Miss O'Neill in her apartment that day?
but I didn't know about the situation, I was brought out, you know what I'm saying, with the management at the time.
Okay, so the management brought you out because something was going on? Okay. Now, with regard to that incident, without saying what was said, did you speak to anyone that claimed to see or an event that went on that day, at the apartment?
Not exactly in the preparing of the day, but not a little bit during the day, but afterwards, while it was going on.
What was going on?
Yeah.
Where about would you and the witness when y'all spoke, did he kind of describe where he was located at when he was telling you?
The time I was told, like maybe close to the outgoing gate.
Is that close to kind of where he explained the event occurred that he explained to you?
It's like, because of looking at this, like, was the parking lot on that outgate, with him on the sidewalk,
What was that person doing, when you saw him?
walking his dogs
Does he always do that?
every day.
Every day? And from that the location, it was kind of how he described it, he could see it, the situation from where he was, his vantage point.
That's where he let his dog loose, yes.
Now, when he described that event to you, he described you shortly after it happened, around when it was happening.
I mean, it was happening, so.
Now, if you would tell me what that witness said to you, what did you say you saw?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Your Honor, the state will respond in that the witnesses said that he said the guy said it to him around right when it was happening, which in that case, it would qualify as a present sense impression.
Your Honor, I would argue that it doesn't qualify as a present sense impression. It would qualify as a present sense impression of the declarant that's unavailable that actually saw it and witnessed it, not secondhand news.
So she concedes that it is a present sense impression, Your Honor.
I don't concede that. The declarant must be present, the one that actually saw what happened for it to trigger that exception, Your Honor.
That's,
It can't be told to someone else and then that person come to court and say what somebody told him that they saw,
Your
that the
Honor,
witness himself did not actually experience. It doesn't qualify as a present sense impression for that person that's testifying.
it's called hearsay. He heard someone say something and is here testifying about it right now. And the fact that he saw it immediately after, shortly while it was happening, in the witness's words, around the time it was happening, that's present sense impression. It happened there immediately.
Objection sustained.
What did you come to learn had occurred that day? From your personal.
Objection. It's calling for the same response, asking what did he learn, what did he hear, is calling for the same response. It's a hearsay
I
response.
did not ask him what he heard. I asked him what he came to learn. And again, the response qualifies as a present sense impression. And the declarant does not need to be here under the rules. Under the rules, a declarant makes a statement out of court and observes it immediately, and the witness need not observe the event that occurred so long as a present sense impression. He does not have to observe it or see it for himself.
Your Honor, you've already made your ruling and he's still trying to get there.
We'll move on. Mr. Wilson, had Miss O'Neill been previously warned about a person staying with her during your time at the department? Did you learn about any of that?
Has been given as.
Objection, Your Honor.
Oh, sir. State your objection.
First of all, that is irrelevant. Second of all, the second objection is that it's still calling for hearsay.
Objection sustained.
Your Honor, I'm simply asking him about his personal knowledge. If he knew he worked for the apartment complex as the maintenance man.
Well, I think what you said was, did you actually, you learned, but you heard it from somebody.
No. He has actual knowledge of it because he's an employee he works for the apartment complex. So he has actual knowledge of whether she was warned or not about particular activity that she was involved in.
Again, Your Honor, that's irrelevant. I'm going to make the objection to irrelevance. That has nothing to do with hindering apprehension if it's her actions.
It's very relevant because the person that
Let's do this here. We're gonna take a break. At this time, would you please, stand, follow the balance to the hallway? And this is. Next room. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Just the audio and video, y'all can see. It's two of them, it's the audio and the video, and it's each other.
Okay. Yes, sir.
We could get the jury back in. Status of that. Yeah, this is, Actually, just like the morning. You may be seated. Let the record reflect that the court is back in session. Let the record reflect that defendant and her attorneys present, state is present with assistant criminal district attorneys. And the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. Mr. Varney, you may proceed.
Your Honor, the state passes the witness.
Okay, at this time, Ms. Carrazzo, you have any questions?
Yes, sir. Just briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson, this is for clarification. You never saw Lester jump out of the window of Miss O'Neill's apartment. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. No further questions.
Your Honor, she just opened the door about anyone jumping out of a window, so I'd like to conclude that.
Did not open the door. It was within the examination or in the scope of the direct examination. He asked him already. I was within the scope. I did not open the door.
I did not.
I
get to
was
ask that
following
question.
up. I did not open the door.
I did not get to ask that question, Your Honor, because that was outside the presence of the jury with that argument, and she was.
He did not, ask the question.
Go ahead.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wilson, on the day of the event, did you speak with someone that had recently observed an event that had occurred?
I wouldn't say it was like they seen, it was a little for everybody, like this. I was with the officers. When one officer went one way, I went the opposite way. At the moment it was happening, when I got around the corner, the guy said, he jumped out the window and ran that way.
Who was
So-
on the window?
The guy who witnessed the thing, the guy that walking the dogs. So when I went back around and told the officer, I said, hey, they just said he went out the window, I pointed the way they went. That's what just flew me from there, that's all I said, that's the information I gave.
Yes, sir. And they were referring to Miss Lester's apartment, excuse me, Miss O'Neill's apartment? Okay, and they said that they saw somebody jump out of that window there and take off from the police. Okay, that's the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson? This is a man that you said that you saw every day walking his dog, right? What is his name?
I'm not sure, I got a lot of friends that do not know their names. I gave everybody a name.
Does he still reside there? When did he leave?
That I can't tell you. I don't-
So this witness is just magically not present and can't be found.
But I can't tell you,
How long did he live there?
he was there before I started working though,
And you've been there for 5 years, you said.
correct.
So can you give a guesstimate?
Maybe he was there before me, he probably lived, I'm gonna say probably about maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that.
Okay, but he was still there. He was there for at least some time, at least a year after this alleged incident occurred.
Okay.
And so if anybody was looking for him, he could have been found, right?
You go to the office and give, cause they probably, somebody can describe, you know what I'm saying, somebody ended up being.
Okay, but again, you never saw him jump out of the window. Lester,
No.
thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Lester, you appeared in that video footage here with the police officers, and you said earlier that you had spoken to them on the day that it occurred on 6/10/2024, is that correct? And on that day, you were saying, you told the officers what you just testified to?
Correct.
And so your statement is consistent now about what you observed that, or what someone had mentioned to you that day. And do you work in that office there with where they keep the tenant records?
I'll be in and out, I was gonna work in though.
But is it your job to maintain those records of who's there and who, when all they check out?
Visa agent and everything, it's like that, when they check out, I haven't got a particular for that, it's
Okay,
not me.
so you wouldn't have personal knowledge of when somebody comes in and when somebody comes out,
I only do work on people got problems, I only take care of their problems, and I'm all about my day.
but you do know that somebody told you that he jumped out of that window the day the police were there. Okay, no further questions.
No problem. May this witness be excused?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, you are excused, but let me inform you that the rule has been invoked, and what it means is you are not to discuss this case or your testimony with other witnesses or anyone else except the attorneys. You're not to, read any reports, about this case. And if you violate this rule, you're subject to being held in contempt of court. Okay? So at this time, you're excused. You can step down from the witness stand and you have a blessed day. State, like to call another witness.
Your Honor, at this time, the state calls Officer Green to the stand.
Officer Green,
Yes, sir.
Officer Green, would you please come forward? Right. Officer Green, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm and tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
May I put your hand down? You can take the witness stand, Officer Green, you can adjust this mic and the chair. You may proceed, Ms. Nixon.
Afternoon, Deputy.
No.
Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Charles Green?
Okay. And are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you presently employ?
Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been a deputy at Jefferson County?
So just, I'll go 16 years.
That's impressive. What are your duties in your present position?
I'm in the warrant division.
Okay. And can you describe your educational background?
Graduated from high school, got some college, and then graduated from the police academy.
Okay. Are you from Beaumont area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're fairly familiar with the streets and apartment complexes, all that kind of stuff around?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any special training pertaining to your duties as a deputy in the warrant division?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were they?
From the academy, I had training in Texas, penal code, tactical training. When I joined the warrant division, they trained me in what research and investigation skills I need to do the job.
Were you employed as a deputy on June 10th, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what were your duties? Were your duties the same then as they are now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what was your shift running that day?
It was 8 to 5.
Okay. Do you have any additional duties for this job outside of 8 to 5?
If they call us in to do a special assignment, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what were your duties on that shift for June 10th, 2024?
So research, investigate, and execute warrants.
Okay. Were you in uniform that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in a marked patrol vehicle?
So I'm marked
Why is it unmarked?
because I'm in a specialized unit. And my vehicles are marked that way.
Okay.
It's like LMS. It's
Okay. And were you working alone or did you have a partner that day?
I had a partner and my supervisor.
Okay. So about 4 or 1 p.m. that day, what warrant were you serving?
I was serving, what time was it?
Around 4 p.m. that
Oh,
day.
I was on Freeland Boulevard at the west end crossing park complex,
Okay.
6550 Freeland Boulevard.
Okay, and who were you serving a warrant
On Lester Lewis.
on? Okay, what was the warrant for?
It was for violation of a protective order and 2 criminal mischief charges.
Okay. And where were you looking for Mr. Lewis at this time?
After I spoke with, management, they told me they recognized Mr. Lewis being in apartment 241C.
Okay, and who lives on the lease at 241C?
Tanisha O'Neal.
Okay, do you see the resident that lived in apartment 241C that day in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you point to her where the resident's sitting and identify the article of clothing she's wearing for the record?
Pretty sure.
Okay, Your Honor, may the record reflect that Deputy Green has identified the defendant to be Terrence O'Neal.
The record will reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
Okay,
May I proceed?
thank you, Your Honor. Deputy Green, are the West End Crossing apartments that you visited that day, are they in Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how did y'all approach the residents?
I went upstairs to the apartment. I knocked on the door. And once she opened the door, I let her know I identified myself and let her know why I was there.
Okay, did you have your body worn camera active during this call?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did you ask the defendant when she answered the door?
I asked her was Lester Lewis there?
Okay, did you have a warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you show her the warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, may I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what this is?
Flash drive,
Okay. Do you know what's on this flash drive?
my body cam.
Well, was this tag attached to this whenever you,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, and you have watched this specific one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was this body cam footage made on a device capable of making a fair and accurate copy of events?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you a competent user of the device that was that this copy was made?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was this recording a fair and accurate copy of events that happened that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Has it been altered in any manner?
No, ma'am.
Okay. State moves to, state, offers states exhibit 5.
No
Yeah.
objection.
No objections. That's exhibit 5.
Yes, we kind of misled.
Okay, states exhibit 5 is admitted.
Okay. Maybe I published, sorry, Your Honor, may I publish to the jury?
Yes, you may.
Sheriff's office.
Is that your point?
I didn't talk about this. I know he's going. Yes, he is. No. You can go to jail tonight. It's a dog up in here. I understand, but I know he's sick. And he not. Why he's sick? Why? Because. He's never won? Yes, I did. Where is that? That's my social right there, if you want to play. Okay. My supervisor's right here. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. I need to Is that my name on there? I need to see us. Is that my name on there? Well, I'm ready to. Well, it looks like it's that T on there on the. I need less than. Was, I know everything, no, I'm about to open the door and go put the dog up, the dog up. We're being bigger. You let go, I keep posting. He closed my door, my dog, we're outside. So I can close the door, I'm not left. You can leave it down. I'm just closing. It's got right here, that's good. He's going to run. Okay, I'm not gonna get up there, I'm not there. I didn't run. Oh, great.
Sausage Green, when she said she needed to clear her dog up, what did she do?
Shit on,
Okay, and why did you not let the door shut?
because I don't know what's behind that door. She already opened the door up and was speaking. And for my safety, and my team today, I would allow a house door back.
And whenever you asked to leave the door open and crack, about how big was this crack that was left? Okay, and why didn't she want to leave it open and crack?
She said it's a dog would run out.
Okay, so she was worried the dog ran out the crack. Did she have a chihuahua or some kind of small dog?
Okay,
Okay, what kind of dog does she have?
she had a pit bull.
Okay, and is that a big or a small dog?
It was a pretty nice sized dog.
Okay, and could it have gotten through the crack that they left in the door?
No, now.
Holy cow, that was good. Or wearing chickies. Which one do you think? This one? He's not in either. Balls in here? Yeah, it's in the cage. No, I'm clean either.
Officer Green, what did you observe in this room when you looked in the bathroom? You can get up and point if you'd like.
There's a form too.
It's pointing. If you'd like to point it out.
I'm gonna open up the door. Officer Hood. This hairbrush. This razor. Clippers, trimmers. And 2 toothbrushes.
What does it indicate to you,
So
officer?
there's a mirror that's living there.
Thank you.
Oh, the ear? Yeah, it's in the cage. No, I don't have it. Can you go in the bathroom, please? Can you get me a second? I'm trying to get the dog, listen, you ain't so damn rude. I didn't even fucking how I was. This is my fucking problem. Come in. Nobody up in here. You gonna stay in here? Why does that matter? Why do you think we're here? Why does it matter? Because he has a warrant. Okay. What do you think? He obviously got in trouble and needs to handle his business. Okay, well, he ain't here. Where is he saying that? I don't fucking know. Alright, look, I'm done, sure. That's fine. Yes, that's fine. You're a very rude person. I know about the heat freak. Nobody don't hide for the fucking heat freak. You go talk to somebody about their problem.
One more. You guys use so much.
I'm gonna check my bag. Did you need that?
I'm not an extra.
Yeah, so
Look at this.
Yeah, the new.
yeah. Hey.
Thank you. You said you're from Belmont. You recognize the streets and area that this situation took place at?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize what this is?
It's the layout of the area of the apartment complex, so that way,
Okay. And this is what street?
that's Prusa.
Okay, this is the other street.
That's Dowling Road,
And what's this one?
Raven Boulevard.
Okay. Is this the same map that we added symbols?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you recognize what this is?
That's the apartment complex.
Okay, just zoomed in,
Yes, ma'am.
look at the symbols. Add it on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. State like to offer states exhibit 7, 6, 7, and 8.
No objection.
No objection, exhibit 6, 7, and 8 are admitted. Your Honor, I also would like to submit digital copies of 6, 7, and 8 as states 9. Any objection?
No, Your Honor, as long as it's this identical picture.
They're exactly the same. Oh, sorry. It has in the-
States exhibit number 9 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, sorry, Deputy Green, you pointed out the indications that someone was there that were in the bathroom. What other indication did you have that Lester Lewis would be at the defendant's home at that time?
Vehicle he was driving.
I'm sorry,
Vehicle he was driving.
the vehicle he was driving?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you determine what vehicle he was driving?
The research.
Okay. And where was this car parked?
It was parked on Prusman side of the building
Okay, so was that the apartment complex?
at the apartment complex.
Okay. Your Honor, may I publish exhibit 9?
Yes, you may. But could you identify for the jury what this is?
Map. There, they are.
Okay. So this is the apartment complex?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is just this is just the same map that there were added shapes on this. This is where the corner of the apartment complex where y'all were standing earlier. Do you agree with that statement? Okay, pseudo-lies by the little star. This is right across from the window that was in an earlier testimony that was, without the screen. And this is the tree that is next to that. When you spoke to the maintenance man, what did you learn about where the person that exited that apartment went?
Told me that climbed down from the window. And he went down, Cleveland, like,
He went
back up towards, Dallas and Cleveland.
He went back up to 12. So, okay, this is the direction, the little triangle is direction of where the person that exited, the direction that they ran.
Yes, ma'am.
This is just a close up. In this little blue area, is that where the defendant's car was parked?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, not defendant, pardon, Lester Lewis's car.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in proxy to where it's at, this is the car, this is Miss O'Neill's apartment complex,
Yes,
and this is where her apartment was.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks. So with it being there at the apartment complex and with close proximity, then you reason that Lester Lewis was in the apartment, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So after you left the defendant's apartment, what did you do when you did find Lester Lewis?
Sergeant at the time. And my partner, we are set perimeter in the area
And why do y'all do that?
because they always seem to return back where they left from.
Okay, so from your experience,
Yes, from my experience.
okay. So when did you see the defendant next?
So her leave the apartment. And when she left the apartment, I was still staged inside the apartment complex.
Mhm.
And I notified my sergeant. And he tracked her back to the apartment complex when I saw her and Dustin.
Okay. Whenever you saw your sergeant with Lester Lewis and the defendant, was Lester Lewis in handcuffs?
Yes.
Okay, was the defendant in handcuffs?
No.
Okay, what did you do when you met up with your sergeant?
But I know my sergeant instructed me to put it handcuff her. For
Okay.
an apprehension.
And what did you do?
I cuffed her and I took possession of. I took custody of Lester.
You took custody of Lester.
Yeah.
You cuffed her?
They cuffed her.
They cuffed her. Who's they?
A sergeant and deputy Ariola.
Okay, but you took control of Lester.
Left groups.
Okay. And what did you observe while Sergeant Burdine was cuffing the defendant?
She began fighting, resisting.
Okay, and after they had handcuffed to the defendant, what did you do with Lester?
I put him in the back of my other program. And transported him to the jail.
Next. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
What is this?
So, and
What is the,
it's an exhibit, it's a flash drive.
right, do you know what's on this flash drive? Did you watch it?
Video, yes, ma'am.
Yes. And what is it? A video?
Me taking custody of Lester Lewis and Sergeant Burdine and Deputy Ariola. Trying to get
So what was it made on?
it was made on my body cam.
Okay, just body cam, okay. So you did watch this flash drive,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And this flash drive made it on, as your body worn camera, a advice that can make an accurate, fair copy of events that happened that day,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And are you a competent user of your body worn
Yes, ma'am.
camera, okay? And just make sure you did watch this,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? And was it a fair and accurate copy of events that happened that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, has it been altered in any manner?
No, ma'am.
State author states exhibit 4.
So if this is the video that I think that you're referring to where Deputy Green is transporting Lester to the jail, then I would object to all of the statements that were made by Lester as being hearsay, as well as the prejudicial statements that were made by Deputy Green.
This just, sorry,
Does this include the transport?
we,
Is this the transport?
this does have the transport in it, but what I wanted to show was that, Lester Lewis and, the defendant were seen together at the time of the arrest.
As long as the sound is muted, I have no problem with that, Your Honor. But it contains prejudicial statements that were made by Deputy Green that I think we would need a 404B test. We would have to have a hearing on that, on his statements. Any statements that were made during that transport, I believe that we would need a hearing on that.
Okay,
During the transport?
Yes.
okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the time now is, right at 4:40, 4:59. PM on the day, so the court is going to break for the evening.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. We can't have Deputy Green back again tomorrow.
Oh,
He is a,
okay, so he's not available.
if we don't do the part, if we don't include the part of the transport, would that satisfy defense?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, do I need to cut it now or can,
We can do it later. If, you just basically on mute it.
Your Honor, what we can do is we can play it and then stop it before the transport occurs. That way, none of that's even admitted. We don't need to mute, we don't need to play any of the transport of Mr. Lester. We can just play up to that point if the defense is okay with it.
That would be fine.
okay, I was just
Okay,
worried
and
that
so,
it needed,
then, maybe sometime tomorrow or this afternoon, you'll get a redacted, version of the
yes, Your Honor.
video. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And so you have no objections, is that correct, Ms. Perezza?
As long as it doesn't show the actual transport, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes.
May I pose to the jury, Your Honor?
yes. And be admitted without the transport.
Sorry, I thought I played it. Oh, it did. It just looked like it was.
No, I know. Okay, well, guess what? You gonna keep your phone, you can keep your phone, don't worry. Don't worry, you can keep the phone. See what the system do, you know what I'm saying? You know, give me your hand, 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 girl, give me your hand, give me your hand. Now, not leaving my back.
The legal stop at 3 minutes, 5. Okay. And after you left with, Mr. Lester, where did y'all go?
Jefferson County Jail, correctional facility.
Okay, pass the witness.
Ms. Baraza,
Yes, sir, thank you. The bathroom. Deputy Green, when you went inside Miss O'Neill's apartment, did you ever find a screen that had been taken off of the window?
Cost,
And do you know how long it had been there?
I don't know,
Did you see anybody remove the screen?
I'm not,
Did you see Lester jump out of the window? Did Miss O'Neill deny that Lester had ever been to her apartment?
I'm not,
She just said that he hadn't been there that day or at that particular time that you came to the door, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Um, did you speak with a maintenance man afterwards?
When I went back around the building, he had told us that a man was seen, a man walking the dog, the neighbor,
Mm-hmm.
saw him come out the window.
But the maintenance man never told you that he actually saw somebody jump out of the window,
He
right?
spoke with briefly and said, he just said he saw him come out. Okay, he said the neighbor saw him.
And did he ever say that, or do you recall him saying that he didn't see him at all that day?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall him not being able to give you a description of what Lester was even wearing?
Yes,
Did you ever obtain a search warrant for Miss O'Neill's phone, her cell phone? So do you think that would have been important, though, to show that she was communicating with Lester? If he wasn't in the apartment?
I never asked for a, I didn't have a search warrant for him, I had a warrant from Dustin Lewis, that's what I was at, to execute the warrant.
Right, but she was arrested for hindering a fugitive, essentially, hindering apprehension. So when she initially left and went across the street and came back and she was with him, wouldn't it be necessary to show that she had some sort of communication with him to warn him or?
I didn't ask for a phone.
Okay.
I wasn't there for a phone.
And did you ever go back to the apartment complex to find this neighbor that saw Lester jump out of the window?
No, ma'am,
Why not?
my job was done. My job was to locate Lester Lewis, and I did.
So whose job was it to investigate whether or not Miss O'Neill actually hindered and hid Lester?
When I spoke with her, I told her she can go to jail for lying, for not telling me the truth. I showed her the warrant, she wanted to see it, I gave it to her. And when she saw it, she asked about her name. I wasn't there for her, I was there for Lester. And now she had to be truthful.
Well, I understand that, sir, but when you went into her apartment, he wasn't there, right?
I understand.
But she was arrested still. So wouldn't it be necessary to support that she was actually hindering his apprehension by trying to ascertain if this witness actually saw him jump out of her apartment window? Yes.
What you saying?
Wouldn't it be important to find this individual, to get him to come down to the station and give
He
a,
was, everyone on the scene. Didn't know, he took out what they say, walk with his dog, took out walking with his dog. We didn't see him once we made an arrest.
did you ever go back to the apartment complex to do a follow-up investigation?
No matter,
So you just,
my job was to locate less people was.
okay. Do you recall making a statement to the other officers that Lester was a 44-year-old man and that he would have busted his knee or blew his knee out if he jumped from the window? Do you recall saying that?
No matter,
Who said that?
I have no idea. I didn't say it.
Do you recall making an observation that there were no indentations in the ground from somebody that jumped from that high?
No matter,
Do you recall anybody else making that statement?
no matter.
Okay, no further questions.
Ms. Nixon?
Deputy Green, Ms. Carrazzo, the defense attorney, just asked if the defendant told you if he'd ever been staying with her. Is that correct? No, the defense attorney just asked did y'all ask defendant if Lester Lewis had ever stayed there?
She said that he wasn't there that day.
Right, so she said that he wasn't there that day. Did y'all also ask where he was staying?
I recall someone that still stayed there.
Okay, do you remember what she said?
He's not here right now, I believe.
Let me play that back just a minute.
The ball going. I just said, come on. Logs in here, bro? Yeah, if you can. Can you get this? I'm trying to spit the off since you being so damn rude. I didn't even fucking how I was. My fucking. Come in. Nobody up in here. You gotta stay in here. Why does that matter? Why do you think we're here? Why does it matter? Because he has a warrant. Okay. What do you think? He obviously got in trouble and needs to handle his business. Okay, well, he ain't here. Where is he saying that? I don't fucking know. All right, look up.
Okay, so when asked if she knew where he was staying, what did she say?
She didn't know.
And whenever y'all asked, is he staying here, what did she say? Do you remember what she said? What did she say?
She don't fucking know.
Oh, sorry, that's whenever you asked if they asked if he knew if she knew where he was staying. But y'all also asked if he was staying with her. Do you remember what she said when y'all asked if she was staying with her? Yeah.
He obviously got in trouble and needs to handle his business. Okay, well, he ain't here. Where's he saying that? I don't fucking know. Okay. He been staying here. Why does that matter? Why do you think we're here? Why does it matter? Because he has a warrant. Okay.
So what does she say whenever you say, when y'all ask, has he been staying there?
Said, why does it matter?
Does she ever say no? She says, why does it matter twice, didn't she?
Yes.
And then when y'all tell her, hey, he has a warrant, that's why we're here, what does she say? You remember that? Sorry.
He been staying here. Why does that matter? Why do you think we're here? Why does it matter? Because he has a warrant. Okay. What do you think?
Okay, so what does she say? Does she say,
Why does it matter?
and then y'all ask, yeah, she says, okay. So, okay, he has a warrant. And she says, whenever you ask her if he's been staying here, she says, why does it matter? Is that a no? Thank you. As far as when the maintenance man told you that he hadn't seen Western Lewis that day, so he didn't know what he was wearing. If you haven't seen someone, how would you know that? Would you know what they were wearing?
Okay.
No. That's what it's.
Just a few more questions. Deputy Green. Miss O'Neill knew that you had a warrant when you came to the door. You told her, you showed her, right? So any statement she made regarding whether or not Lester had been there, I mean, that it didn't change. She just said he wasn't there that day, right?
Yeah.
And just because he had stayed there, you don't know if he was staying there every single night, do you? He could have been staying somewhere else on occasion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The car, there was a photo, it was the aerial view. There was a blue rectangle over the car.
Yes, ma'am.
How could you tell from that photo that Lester's car was underneath the blue rectangle? How did you know that?
It's just a marker to what I call for.
But it doesn't show his car though, right? It shows a blue rectangle.
What I call for.
But you really don't know if that was the car underneath the blue rectangle, according to that photo, do you?
It was a black Nissan parked outside of, at the very end.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know that was Lester's car?
Because he was driving.
When?
From pulled off to the phone line.
Who saw him?
He was seen driving.
Who saw him drive the car?
Witnesses, people I talked to.
Witnesses that were not present that day? Well, what are the names of the witnesses that saw him driving the car?
This is the scope of his investigation that led him to this house. It's,
I'm going to object to that statement.
What's your objection?
it's an investigative tool he used to locate, indications of where Mr. Lester was residing at the time. So it's irrelevant to this line question.
Objection overruled.
Sorry.
So, did you ever run his plates?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't know, I saw him.
And were those plates part of this investigation? That information, was that produced and given to the district attorney's office as proof that that was Lester's car?
It wasn't in his name.
Well, whose name was it
It
in?
was under Emily.
So it wasn't Lester's car.
That's what was driving. He was seen driving the vehicle. That's the vehicle he used to get back and forth.
But you don't know the name of the witnesses, and that's nowhere mentioned in your report, right? Okay, no further questions.
Ms. Nixon?
That's all, Your Honor.
Okay, ladies, will you be excused?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, officer, I need to inform you that you under the rule. And because you're under the rule, you cannot discuss this case with anyone unless you talk to the attorney. You cannot read any reports, or make any comments on, your testimony. If you violate this rule, you can be held in contempt of court. So at this time, you're free to go,
Yes,
and you have a blessed day.
yes, sir. You too.
You're welcome. All right. At this time, the court is gonna be in recess for the evening. So ladies and gentlemen, court is in recess. You are excused, and we'll start back tomorrow at 1:30. Everyone, please stand as this jury faces the courtroom. Better court be in recess. Till tomorrow.
Thank you, Aaron.
My life ain't nothing protected. It's in everything but yours.